Thanks for tuning in to What It Means for EdTech. Today we're going to talk about Windows 11 and more specifically about Windows 11 SE. Some people calling that Schools Edition as part of a new set of features, applications, and hardware for the education sector. It's finally here, something to compete with Google Chromebooks, and I hope that you find this video as we deep dive into a bit more about Windows 11 and Windows 11 SE and what it means for EdTech moving forward. The first thing I want you to take away from this video is that Windows 10 now has an end of life support date. From the 14th of October, Windows 10 is no longer supported in the education sector, and we must all be on Windows 11. This is a key date. You may well be buying hardware now as part of a laptop refresh or desktops within your schools. Just ensure that anything that you are buying now will actually support Windows 11. Don't be afraid to ask. Always get in touch if you're not too sure. Windows 11 SE brings in a new type of hardware that we've not necessarily seen in the education before. Windows 11 SE devices, both with a Surface SE laptop, but also from other key manufacturers, are built to a specific specification similar to a Google Chromebook kind of spec. The important thing here is that they are low cost, and Microsoft actively markets these as a K to 8 type of product, allowing you to have something in the classroom that is lightweight, can ensure that students can still do work, get onto Teams, but also at a very, very reasonable price. So how do I get to Windows 11 SE? Well, I've just pointed about certain devices, and they can only have this kind of Windows 11 SE. You can't upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11 SE. You can't upgrade from Windows 11 SE to Windows 11. Windows 11 SE devices, both the hardware and the OS, are put. You stay as they are. They cannot be upgraded. And this is great from a security point of view, from an application point of view, that it's a solid application, solid operating system moving forward. Because it is a cut down version of Windows 11, it is a runs on a lighter device. That does mean there are some limitations to that hardware and also the applications that can run on it. To ensure that that pricing can stay low on those kind of devices, there's only about 40 applications at this moment in time that can be implemented and installed onto a Windows 11 SE device. This is an important thing to remember. You want to make sure maybe the applications you're using, is there a cloud version? Could you actually implement a remote desktop to run applications directly to your machine? But you're not going to get things like Photoshop or high video editing applications onto your Windows 11 SEs. So before you go off and implement Windows 11 SE, do an evaluation. Ensure that you understand all your applications and what needs to be implemented before you do anything else. Windows 11 can support going on to your normal Active Directory and into Intune, so it can be managed through Intune policies and security updates. Windows 11 SE can only be added and managed through Azure AD and through Intune, supporting your school journey to the cloud. And it means that we're not doing anything with group policies anymore, and the complexity we get behind those, we can all manage it now in the easier portal within Intune. This is the key thing moving forward, ensuring that you've got your Microsoft licensing correct, you've got your journey to the cloud correct, you've got your authentication set up correctly, as this is a key feature within Windows 11 SE. It does mean that applications can be implemented through Intune, and this is starting now, and certainly from my experience, seeing a lot more schools implementing Intune to support their devices moving forward. As mentioned previously, these devices are of a lower spec, and that's an important thing to remember. We talked about this from an application point of view. We have to ensure that, you know what, the applications that we run on a day-to-day basis for our students, can they run? If they run in the cloud, brilliant, because we can still run things on Edge and within our browser. I mentioned that there are 40 applications. That includes like Teams. So we've got webcam features built into it. So yes, these are limited devices. Yes, they are cut down, but you've still got the basic applications to be able to go off and do it. Some of the devices from OEM devices are coming with touchscreens and with pens to enable you to use things like the OneNote and the OneNote Classroom. I guess this is an important question. Should I buy Windows 11 SE devices? What is key is that you evaluate where you are on your journey with devices. Don't just go for them because they're cheap. Understand what it means. Can you go off and install Windows 11 SE? Can you go off and install all the applications that you need to be able to deliver an education curriculum in your environment? Can you manage it within Windows Intune? Have you got the right licenses? And also, have you got the key staff to be able to support you in an Intune journey and an application deployment moving forward as part of a Windows 11 SE? That's actually also important from a general Windows 11 point of view, anyway. Still good to understand what applications that you can do, where what should be implemented, how you should be able to implement them through Windows Intune. This is the future. It's an important application to having the knowledge and the skills within your organization. Windows 11 is here, Windows 11 SE is here, and it's a great application, hardware, operating system that's been brought in to help us in the EdTech industry. As we go more to one device ratio with students, it's a great addition to the lineup. Being able to have that cheaper device in the Microsoft stack. Yes, it has some limitations. Yes, you can only manage it through Intune, but we should be thinking about these applications anyway. Yes, we must do an Azure AD domain join. This is where the cloud is going. This is where we can actually take advantage and get a better return on investment of the Microsoft solution stack. The other benefit here, of course, with Windows 11 SE is the price point of these devices. That's why it's so important. So I hope you got some tips and some useful information about Windows 11 SE and about how you should implement it, but also the difference between what you can do with Windows 11 and Windows 11 SE. And I look forward to hearing about your journeys and how you've implemented both Windows 11 and Windows 11 SE. Thanks for tuning in.